In this session 26th, I am going to talk about metaphysical poets in brief. So, this is prescribed for third semester BA optional English students in Davangere University. So, these are some important pictures of the metaphysical poets. So, here are some learning objectives. The main objective is to ask the students to know all metaphysical about and their career, to enable students to know about why Donne is considered as the pioneer of metaphysical poets, metaphysical poetry, and major concepts of themes, especially love and religion, in their poetry. So these are the some of the our session outcomes. At the end of the session, definitely the students will be able to know how Donne may be considered as the pioneer, and also they will be able to know all metaphysical poets in brief and their literary works, and how they are different from other, that means how these metaphysical poets are different from Elizabethan poets, and how their work has been considered especially in the 20th century, and the important characteristics of their poetry. So the most important metaphysical poets are John Donne, Henry Marvell, George Herbert, Henry Vaughan, Thomas Thrane, Abraham Cole, Richard Crash. So Donne is often said to be the first metaphysical poet. He began his writing at the age of at the end of 16th century, but the high moment of metaphysical poetry would be in the century that followed. That means it began in the early 17th century. 18th century, sorry. The characteristics of metaphysical poetry include complicated mental and emotional experience, unusual and sometimes deliberately contrived metaphors and similes, and the ideas that the physical and spiritual universes are connected. These are the important characteristics of metaphysical poetry. So, as I already told, the important metaphysical poets, the metaphysical has the relation between the mind and matter, or between physical world and human consciousness. Curiously, the word metaphysical comes from the Greek meaning after physics, but more specifically refer to after Aristotle's work on physics. Probably because a student of philosophy was only meant to delve into the complex and more abstract world of metaphysics after they had mastered Aristotle on physics. So, uh, this is mainly about John Donne, who lived between 1572 and 1631. His biography in brief. So he was born in 1572 in London. Then he died in 1631. He is not only a poet, actually he was priest and a lawyer too. So his genre in his writings, satire, love poetry, elegy, sermons, like that. The main subjects of this gender, love, sexuality, religion, or death. So definitely his literary movement falls on metaphysical poetry. So he was educated privately during his early years. In 1583, he took admission at Hart Hall, Oxford University, studied for 3 years and left without graduation because of his Catholic beliefs. Because he was the utter believer of Christianity or Catholicism. During and after his education, he spent much of his previous time on literature, precious time on literature, travel, and pastime. In 1615, he was awarded an honorary degree from Cambridge University. So he married with Anne Moore in 1601, then had 12 children in 16 years of marriage, but only 10 survived. The death of his wife during childbirth in 1617 added more to his pain and misery. He fell ill in 1624 and died later. He was buried in Old St. Paul's Cathedral. Some important facts of his life are like this. He was the chief exponent of the Metaphysical School of Poetry and served twice as a member of parliament. Although he wrote masterpieces in his life, his collected poems appeared posthumously. After his death only, his collected poems were published. He was famous for his powerful oratory sermons. After completing his education from Lincoln's Inn, he started working as a secretary to Thomas Edgerton in 1597. He lost his position after his secret marriage. This incident threw him into the well of a financial crisis. Later, in 1615, he became royal chaplain to James in the Church of England. So, this is his life. So, here is his literary career. He spent 14 years of his life seeking a respectable job and producing remarkable literary pieces such as Pseudo Martyr and Beathanauts. Beathanauts. In 1951, he was appointed as Dean to St. Paul's. He spent the next decade as a preacher and writer until his illness or until his death almost. Despite expressing his ideas, emotions, and feelings in his work so well, he did not put any effort into publishing his work because he never wanted to earn through his words or his writing. During his lifetime, his poetry circulated in manuscripts among the circle of his friends. However, the elegies and satires were likely produced in 1590s. So his style, he added more variety of the world of literature with his mature intellectual ideas. His works were not published and acknowledged during his lifetime. His poetry is marked by subtlety and complexity of thought, excessive use of paradoxes, distorted imagery, and bold conceits. He is famous for using harsh tone, rigid expression in his writing. The recurring themes in the most of his poems stand religion, fidelity, the interconnectedness of humanity, death, separation, and self love. So, here is his important works. His best works are some of his best poems he has written included Go and Catch a Falling Star, The Good Morrow, Valediction, Forbidding Morning, The Canonization, The Death Be Not Proud, Sunrising, like this. So important letters are, although he wrote many love poems and holy sonnets, he also tried his hand hands-on letters. Some of his famous letters include to Mr. Christopher, The Storm, to Mr. Christopher particularly, The Calm, to Sir Henry Wotton, to Mr. T.W., to Mr. Samuel Beckett, and to Mr. I.L. John Donne's impacts on future literature. His writings faded away after his death until the 20th century. His literary outlines, his literary qualities and unique way of expression helped shape the opinion of poets and writers of the 20th century. So, in the 20th century, most of the writers they took out his poetry to the world, they exposed it to the world. He promoted the concept of self-love in most of his poems. His works influence us to love others unconditionally, no matter how difficult they turn out. It is due to these qualities. He had a powerful full influence over many poets and writers such as Robert Browning of Victorian age, T.S. Eliot and W. Yeats of the 20th century. He successfully presented his ideas in his writings that even today writers try to imitate his unique style, considering him as a for beacon for writing prose and poetry. His famous quotes are like this. So, in the poem Death Be Not Proud, he says, Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou not so. So, even he challenges death and he considers death as a friend, not to be proud. No man is an island uh, itself like entire itself like this. So all mankind is of one author and is one volume like this. Here are some of his famous quotes what he has used in throughout his poetry throughout his life. So in this way we may see about John Donne in brief and his life, his writings, and such other things. So, the other things of metaphysical poetry may be seen in the subsequent sessions. So, with this, I want to end my